8 months ago, I started posting videos on YouTube. And let me tell you something. I was absolutely convinced one of those videos was going viral. I was. Not a little viral. Not 5,000 views viral. I mean, Oprah calls me and wants an interview viral. I had the speech prepared. I had already decided what I was going to say when people asked me how I became a successful YouTuber. And then the video got 12 views. 12. Not 12,000. 12. One of those views was probably me checking to see if the view count was working. But here's the thing. This episode isn't really about YouTube. It's about something much bigger. It's about what happens when you commit to a dream and the results don't show up on your timeline. Because whether you're building a business, starting over after 50, applying for jobs, writing a book, losing weight, saving for retirement, or launching a YouTube channel, there comes a moment when you start wondering, am I crazy for continuing? Let's talk about it. Hey y'all, welcome back to Ways of Change. If you're new here, my name is Vanessa. I'm a federal employee, an entrepreneur, empty nester, a dream chaser, aspiring retiree, and apparently a woman who enjoys posting videos on the internet while negotiating with an algorithm that barely knows I exist. And for real, that's where this conversation begins. Nobody talks enough about the expectation gap. The expectation gap is the space between what you thought would happen and what actually happened. And friends, that gap can be real wide. Let me tell you. When I started this channel, I didn't expect overnight success. I didn't. At least that's what I told myself. But somewhere deep down, I thought consistency would produce quicker results. I thought if I showed up, worked hard, improved my skills, stayed authentic, created valuable content, then YouTube would eventually say, look at Vanessa, she's serious. Let's send her 100,000 subscribers. Turns out, that's not the way it works. And quite frankly, that's not how most dreams work. The dream starts with excitement, right? Then comes the work. Then comes more work. Then comes confusion. Then comes self-doubt. Then comes comparing yourself to people who seem to be moving faster, yeah? And somewhere in the middle of all that, you have to decide whether you're committed to the dream or just to the outcome. What I've learned in these past 8 months is that there's always a dream inside the dream. I thought my dream was growing a YouTube channel, but that really wasn't it. The deeper dream was freedom, possibility, impact, connection, a life that feels bigger than the one I'm currently living. The YouTube channel is simply one vehicle. Just like the overseas jobs is a vehicle. Just like the retirement is a vehicle. Just like entrepreneurship is a vehicle. When you peel back the layers, most of us aren't chasing the thing. We're chasing what we think the thing will give us. Freedom, purpose, adventure, confidence, peace. And when you understand the dream underneath the dream, you stop making every setback mean so much. Because the dream can still be alive even if the route changes. Y'all know what? 8 months can feel like forever online. It can. Especially when people are posting videos titled, How I Got 100,000 Subscribers in 30 Days. Meanwhile, I'm over here celebrating when my daughter texts me, Mom, I watched the whole thing. Shout out to the family members though. Y'all are carrying entire channels, believe it or not. But these 8 months have taught me something important, y'all. Success leaves clues, yes, but comparison leaves discouragement. Every time I focused on somebody else's timeline, I lost appreciation for my own progress. And there has been progress. I've become more comfortable on camera. I've become a better storyteller. I've learned editing. I've learned consistency. I've learned resilience. None of those things show up on a subscriber count, but they still matter, y'all. Can we talk about the most humbling part of YouTube? Nobody cares that you're trying. I know that sounds harsh, but it's true. The algorithm doesn't care how long you spent editing. The audience doesn't know how many takes you recorded. Nobody sees the notebook full of ideas. Nobody sees the self-doubt. Nobody sees the Saturday night spent learning a new editing technique. They only see the finished product. And that's a little bit like life, right? Most people don't see the work. They see the outcome. I spent years building a career, years earning degrees, years developing expertise, years helping other people. Yet when I started YouTube, none of that mattered. I was a beginner again. A woman in her 50s trying to figure out thumbnails, click-through rates, watch time, audience retention, and why one video gets 50 views and another gets 500 views. It's humbling, it is. But maybe that's what I need, because being a beginner reminds you that growth is still possible. And at this stage of life, that's a gift, y'all. Something changed for me recently. For months, I kept looking for the video. You know the one. The video that's going to take off. The one that changes everything. The video that finally makes all this effort worth it. Then one day, I was reading the comments, and one viewer wrote something simple. I needed to hear this today. And it hit me. I had become so focused on reaching thousands that I almost missed the privilege of helping one. Now, don't get me wrong. I'd still love a viral video. If YouTube is listening, I'm available anytime now. But I realized something, y'all. If one woman watches a video and decides not to quit on herself, that's impact. If one person feels less alone, that's impact. If one viewer starts believing in their next chapter again, that's impact. Maybe success isn't always measured by how many people hear the message. Maybe it's measured by what happens after they hear it. A little while ago, I was thinking about people who go to the gym. Nobody walks into a gym on Monday and expects six-pack abs on Friday. At least I hope not. Yet somehow we expect dreams to work differently. We expect immediate evidence, immediate growth, immediate validation, immediate momentum. But maybe dreams are more like strength training. The growth is happening before you could see it. The muscles are developing before they're visible. The transformation is occurring before anybody notices, including yourself. And I think that's exactly where some of us are right now. Growing quietly, building quietly, becoming quietly. One scripture has been speaking to me lately. It's Zechariah chapter 4, verse 10. Do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin. This verse speaks directly to dreamers, creators, entrepreneurs, people reinventing themselves, people starting over, because small beginnings don't feel glamorous, do they? They feel awkward. They feel slow. They feel insignificant. 8 months on YouTube isn't a headline. It's a beginning, a small beginning. And maybe some of you are living through small beginnings too. The first chapter of a business, the first month of a fitness journey, the first year after a divorce, the first step towards retirement, the first attempt at a dream you've carried for years. We live in a culture obsessed with results, but God often works through process. And sometimes the greatest act of faith is continuing to build when the evidence is still catching up. That's what this season has taught me. Not how to go viral, but how to stay faithful to the work. Here's what nobody tells you about chasing a dream, though. The dream chases you before it arrives. That's the secret. That's the lesson. That's the thing I completely missed. I thought the reward was going to be the outcome. The subscribers, the overseas job, the retirement, the business success. But the first reward was who I'm becoming. More resilient, more patient, more courageous, more willing to continue without guarantees. And honestly, that's a version of success that nobody could take away from you. One reason I created the Peace Before the Pivot Toolkit is because I realized something, y'all. Many of us are waiting for peace to arrive after the breakthrough, after the job, after the move, after retirement, after the business takes off, after the channel grows. But what if peace belongs in the process, not just the destination? The toolkit was born out of my own journey navigating uncertainty, disappointment, delayed dreams, and major life transitions. Because while we can't always control when the next door opens, we can learn how to remain grounded while standing in front of it. If you're in one of those seasons right now, I'll place the link to the toolkit in the description below. Right now, I'd like for you to grab your journal because it's journaling time. Take a deep breath and spend a few moments reflecting on these 3 questions. I almost put up 4 fingers. Prompt 1. What dream am I currently pursuing, and what deeper desire is underneath that dream? Prompt 2. Where am I measuring success by results instead of growth? Prompt 3. What small beginning in my life am I currently overlooking because it doesn't look impressive yet? Take your time with these questions because I really want you to let the answers come to you gradually. The answers may just surprise you. All right, y'all. 8 months ago, I started this YouTube channel. No viral videos yet. No overnight success. No magical breakthroughs. But something else happened. I grew. Maybe that's what this season was really about for me. Not proving something, not becoming famous, not going viral, but becoming the type of person who keeps showing up. Because sometimes the dream isn't testing your talent, it's developing your character. If this episode resonated with you, tell me in the comments. What's one dream you're still pursuing, even though it's taking longer than expected? I'd love to hear your story. And if you know someone who needs encouragement today, share this episode with them. Y'all, I'm Vanessa, and this is Waves of Change. Remember, you're never too late, and your peace is never too far. I'll see you on the next wave. Bye.